Welcome all as we congregate to the greatest toy line in community, ever growing, ever changing. As we collect and adapt these figures to our own imaginations and embrace the fun, there's much to learn, especially if you're new to Mythics. Welcome back, friends, for episode number 7. You can't see my hands. Episode number 7 of New to Mythics. New to Mythics is for not just for people that are new to Mythics. It's for everybody. It's like a warm hug. It's a welcome kind of show for people that are new, but also people that have been around for a while. I like to hear people's stories about how they got into the line. And tonight is a very special episode. This might be my very favorite episode because I'm introducing Fernando Alvarado, aka Lazy War Turtle, aka the Nando. This episode is special because I call him Nando. Fernando is very new to Mythics, but I feel like I was the one that kind of converted him and introduced him in a way to Mythics. You know, between me and my stepson, I'm taking credit. Whether I did or not is doesn't matter. It's what I feel. It's what I believe. So, welcome, Fernando, to New to Mythics. How are you, sir?
Good, man. Good. Doing great.
Excellent.
Yeah, man. You and Julian definitely dragged me into this. Uh, dragged
Julian's
me
my
and my bank.
stepson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Definitely
Yeah.
takes a toll financially for sure. It is
Yeah.
not a
You brought
cheap,
me. You
not a
brought me in
cheap.
late in the game, so
Yeah.
the figures I really wanted were very expensive.
Yes. We're gonna get into that. Hold on. We'll get there. So let's go back. I like to go back a little bit. So Fernando, I met when I worked at Kraft. We worked together on late night shift or second shift, third shift, one of those shifts.
Yeah, it was like a swing shift. We started at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon and got out like at 9.
Yeah, I feel like it was
Yeah.
later, but maybe you're right. And I
It
think,
changed.
don't argue with me.
Okay.
I think that and I don't know how it came about, but we started to realize that we both collected figures. I think back then it was mostly like Marvel Legends and stuff, Black
I
Series.
believe so. Yeah. Yeah. It was definitely Star Wars. And I think I collected some Spider-Man stuff, and that's that kind of wasn't collecting like full on like every Marvel Legend figure I've seen like I did a few years ago, which
Mhm.
was I regret. I should have been collecting this line.
Right,
But
absolutely. Um,
yeah,
so we kind of became friends working at Kraft, and then we we started to enable each other, or like, hey, I got that new Wolverine, or you got this or that, or let's meet up and get a hamburger and we'll trade figures and stuff. So that was kind of like the
yeah,
beginning of our
with
friendship, which is what, 10 years ago, something like that.
some maybe even longer, man. Maybe
Might have
even
been
longer.
when we were younger and less gray, or me at least. Is that beard real? I can't tell.
This, yeah, just
It's real. Okay.
yeah,
I wasn't sure. So let's go back even further. So we've established who you are, and how special you are to me, man. One of my
Thanks, man.
personal friends. Um, let's go back to when you were a young man, a young boy, maybe. Did you collect figures back then, or what was your early remembrances of collecting?
So I'd say my very first figures that I remember collecting were the old Kenner figures, like the old Kenner Batman and the old Kenner Alien figures.
Hmm.
Uh, you know, my dad was he really likes to, he would let us watch like Aliens, Terminator,
Good
Predator.
dad. My dad did the same. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't care. He was like,
Nah,
me and
it's a little
me and my brother.
machine guns, violence, no big deal.
Yeah, our favorite movie was Terminator 2 at the age of like 7. It's like, yeah, we love that movie.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, no one got
It's
killed.
kind of,
It's fine.
yeah, it's funny that those movies are like rated R, but Kenner was pumping out these toys, Terminator and Predator and Aliens, and
Definitely capitalized. I think they realized that young kids were being dragged into the theaters by their parents that wanted to see these giant blockbuster movies like Predator and Alien and
yeah,
T2, and they started making these figures. Thankfully, Kenner, because Kenner grabbed me when I was a kid with the Star Wars stuff, and
right.
at in your time they capitalized on you know the movies and stuff that were coming out, and so with those 5 point of articulation, those figures like the Terminator and the um,
They were pretty basic. The arms moved, the legs moved, but the elbows and knees didn't. They were very basic. They had their little gimmicks where the head would pop off, or they would shoot a giant plastic missile. You know,
yeah, yeah, pretty
the
basic,
missile.
but I think back then, like, and even like when I was a kid, I wasn't like, damn, I wish this was double jointed. Like I was happy with like how they were, because like if I could move their head and move their arms, then I could do like a lightsaber fight or a machine gun fight or something. Like I was happy with their articulation. Nowadays we're kind of spoiled, because like if I see the pins and something, I'm like, nah, man, you know what I mean? Or like if it's not double jointed or no ab crunch, I'm like, what's up with that? You know?
Yeah, very spoiled now, man. Like, man, we talk about face sculptures, paint.
Yes.
We'll take a whole figure back because the eye is slightly off.
Yes. It's wonky. It's wonky. It's
Yeah.
like, nah, I got to see the face before I buy that NECA figure. No, I'm
I
not
bought
doing it, man.
Lazy Eye Arnold Schwarzenegger. Putting
Right?
it down.
Yeah, I don't want that lazy eye Schwarzenegger, man. I ain't telling you having that. Get to the chopper. Where are you looking at? Which one? That's messed
So,
up, man. You're a mean guy. That's messed up.
yeah, sorry.
But no, I was just talking about that with a friend about how like these companies, these giant companies like Hasbro or Kenner or Mattel capitalized, like they knew, or like the cartoons that we watch on Saturdays, they knew that we watch this, like we would go see Terminator 2 and be like, I want a Schwarzenegger figure, with a motorcycle, or I want the alien, Ripley or Hicks and Hudson, figures that can do this or that. So like they knew, they totally capitalized on our imagination and wanting to reenact some of those adventures and stuff.
Oh yeah, man. You weren't gonna turn on Looney Tunes and see a Power Loader 3000.
Exactly. Yeah, they didn't get it back then. They didn't get that whole
Yeah.
marketing, you know. Yeah, a whole different era. They knew in our age, they probably learned in my time, how to like, oh, Thundercats, let's make some toys, and they perfected it by the time you were, watching stuff, eating cereal as a kid. Like your era is probably like Power Rangers and like Ninja Turtle
Uh,
cartoons, or
yeah, Ninja Turtles, the animated Batman,
yeah.
the real Ghostbusters.
Oh
That
yeah.
was one watching a
I
lot.
keep forgetting how old you are actually. So I pegged you as younger. So you're
Oh,
you're
30s,
getting
man.
yeah. Yeah. So at a young age you were doing like the Kenner stuff.
Right.
And then so was there a time like that you stopped? Because a lot of people, myself included, like I would take breaks or I would kind of lose interest in figures. So was there a time, like, was there gaps in your collecting, or did you feel like you always collected?
I'd say maybe in high school and after high school, was really into vehicles, really into like modifying cars. Really got into that for a long
Like real
time. You
vehicles?
like what?
Like real vehicles? Or are you talking about like model
Real?
cars? Or
No, no. I was buying like very expensive car parts to fix
yeah,
up my little
yeah.
race cars.
Because I remember
But
I'd be like, dude, you've got like two or three cars. It's like, why do you need? There's just
yeah,
you. Why do you need a couple of cars for? I don't understand that.
for different occasions.
Yeah, right, right. Yeah, it's Tuesday, so I'm gonna drive this
Yeah,
Acura. Okay, let's go. No, you're a
yeah.
Mitsubishi guy.
Yeah.
Mitsubishi
I,
guy,
I,
right?
no, you're right. I had an Acura, I had Mitsubishi, uh,
Hmm.
a lot of Japanese foreign cars.
Nothing wrong with
Uh,
that, man.
yeah, actually, you're the one that kind of ignited the flame back on collecting figures, right? And I remember this because you had I think, Clone Commander Wolf. It was a 3-inch figure
Hmm.
at Craft, and I saw it, and I'm like, "Whoa, that thing is really cool!" Like it had fabric on it,
Hmm.
came with dual pistols, and I think I ended up buying it from you. Uh, yeah, that kind of ignited everything. I'm like, "Oh man, these are cool." I started buying them. I started kind of just purchasing little stuff that I would walk through Walmart or Target, and it caught my eye. I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna take that."
Yeah, yeah. I think it becomes like almost like a fever. Like there's a collecting thing in us where it's like, you want to just like you want to achieve or you want to collect and maybe not complete it all, or maybe some people are completionists. Like if there's
Yeah,
something in our brain where it's like, I need to collect this, and I get like some kind of like chemical internal mental joy by
yes.
having, buying this figure and, putting on my shelf, and I look at it and it makes me happy. But now I want the next one. Now I want this new wave that's coming out or whatever. So that's
Yeah, and that
cool.
gets
Like,
us in trouble, man.
huh?
I said that really gets us in trouble. A lot of times
It
we'll
does. Yes,
we
it
don't have
really
food,
does.
and it's on
Yeah.
eBay now for $70, or we could wait 3 weeks for it to be 50.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that
So,
is true. Yep. I know you're watching that Ravina still, or have you pulled the trigger?
man, yeah, yeah, she's I will eventually have her. She will be
I
mine.
was actually looking at that post too. I was like, I can't do that to my boy Nando, but I was
Thank
looking at
you.
that Ravina. I was like, oh, but that's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot of money.
yeah,
Um,
four isn't for you, Greg.
what?
Four Ravinas isn't enough for you.
No, 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 no. I don't have. I have one right now, but anyways,
One penny.
right. Um, so I think so. Like you were saying that you saw that the Wolf Commander Wolf, and
Yeah,
like I think, and this attracts me too. Is like I always say this. It's like the engineering of a figure. So like the 5 point of articulation is like a golf cart. And like when you get something that has, joints in elbows and knees, wrists, feet, or whatever, cloth goods, it's like you're in a Corvette or something. It's like
right.
you're like,
Yeah,
whoa, like I can get all these crazy poses and have him do things, and like, you know what I mean? So it's like that. I think the construction and the engineering really attracts us, because it's like you don't see a lot of people unless it's vintage. You're not seeing a lot of people go back and collect. Like, I'm just going to collect 5 points of articulation. Like, who does that? Yeah, there is that genre, but it's like if you like action figures as a kid and it carries over and you still like action figures, you want like nice action figures. You know what I mean? It's like we're demanding more from NECA and Hasbro and Mattel and Mythic or Four Horsemen. We want like good head sculpts. We want like multiple hands. We want, better articulation, better likenesses. You know what I mean? It's like we want for our money, we want premiere. We want, better construction of things.
yeah, definitely, man. Like, I mean, right now, you can get, you know, some really good figures for $30, especially with NECA.
Mhm.
Yeah, NECA's been put always is their quality has always been up there. It's kind of sad to see like a lot of these companies. I don't. I kind of drew away from Hasbro because their quality has really gone down, but their prices haven't.
Yeah,
So
they're
I
kind
don't
of
like
mass
buying a figure.
producing, but not
Right.
really giving you more for your dollar. Like they're
Yeah.
asking more, but they're not really giving you more. Um,
No.
and you're a lot of times you're battling to get the selection or the figures that you want because a lot of times it's hard for them to fully supply the country when it comes to that. And a lot
Right.
of
Yeah.
times some of the stuff is going to secondary market before you even get a chance to um, you know pick up something at your store. A lot of times
Yeah.
there's like Hasbro stuff. I would see these figures going on Mercari or eBay, and it's like it never made it to my store, so I'm having to pay $80 for a figure. I wouldn't, but you're paying top dollar for the figure that you missed because it was an exclusive or because it didn't make it to my store. It's like there's something wrong with that model, and that kind of takes me to Mythic and Four Horsemen and how their model is set up so that they give you a chance. They're transparent in their the pre-order. It's like, hey, they'll send you emails, they'll have on their social media like, this wave is coming out, this wave is coming up for pre-order. This is the prices, this is how much it's going to cost, this is when it's going to come, and then you give them your money, or you can wait and go retail and pay a little bit more and wait a little bit longer, but at least you're guaranteed what you're wanting. You don't have to like, you know, fear of missing out. I mean, if the fear of missing out is on you because you decided not to pre-order it, but even then you should be able to find, what you're looking for.
Oh yeah. Yeah. These Mythic Legion figures have been the ones that are available currently aren't hard to get. They're actually very easy to get.
Mhm.
The older stuff I can't say the same because a lot of that stuff is really expensive.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
what's really cool is the Four Horsemen give you a chance to bring these figures back,
Mhm.
and I don't think there's any toy company that has done that. Give you a
I don't
chance
think
to,
so. And if they
yeah,
do, it's probably a lot more money that they're asking for,
right,
you know.
exactly.
Um, yeah, no, I agree. So, um, you started collecting, to go back a little bit. So you started collecting like some Star Wars stuff, and you said you're into Spider-Man figures.
Right, yeah.
So that
And
carried
then
on as you're kind of a young adult.
yeah, then I really got into the NECA Predator figures, and I think
Yes,
I
you did.
currently,
I remember that.
yeah, yeah,
You had a
yeah,
fever.
yeah. I think I have all of them, and I don't think there's one that is missing. I have all the San Diego Comic Con exclusive ones. Sadly they're all in a bin right now, but I think I
That's a
have them.
collection. That's a collector buys a lot of bins from Walmart or Target. That's
Yeah,
just a sad reality. You just don't have the space sometimes for everything that we're buying, unfortunately. So you're
no,
really into the NECA stuff. You're buying
yeah,
Predator and stuff. Now, was
right.
that like, was it because you loved the movie? Was it because of how they looked? What was it that attracted you?
It was definitely both. It was that nostalgia feel of, hey man, this is Jungle Hunter Predator, and I've got City Hunter, and then I see all these different these other Predators with different color schemes, and definitely need those part of my, to put in my collection, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Really cool figures. I bought a few, but I didn't. I definitely didn't catch that fever. Like I wanted the few that were actually in the first movie, and I think I got all of the Schwarzenegger, Dutch, yeah, Dutch
Okay,
figures. With
I was gonna. I think there's only one Predator in the first movie, but you meant characters, right?
I'm sure NECA wished that there was multiple, Predator
Oh, I
certain
mean,
versions.
yeah, you can. It Predator Invisible, Predator.
There's like the
in the
thermal one
yeah,
and
yeah.
the
They can,
invisible one. They're like, I could see them in a boardroom, like, come on, guys, we need some
right?
ideas here for, what are we gonna do? What kind of predator? Like, wounded predator, laughing, exploding predator. Like, what do we? What? Think of something, guys. We need some
Yeah.
more predator figures.
But you know
Uh,
what? That's what I like about NECA. It wasn't a cash grab. It was, let's make a good quality Predator and put that out there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's
Yeah.
stuff. There's stuff. Like it could be a little bit fragile, some of it, but their stuff is beautiful, and I know
Oh
they've
yeah.
gotten a lot better. Um, Definitely when it comes to quality and stuff. Their figures are really they've really stepped it up and when it comes to likeness, when it comes to and also availability that deal with Target really makes it so much easier to just walk in and pick up, you know, a lot of your NECA figures and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's that whole section where it's just NECA horror figures and just their stuff basically. And definitely those Ninja Turtles. Those got me. Those currently have me now. Just
Yeah.
collecting those Ninja Turtle figures and
They're pretty
there's
awesome, dude. I'm with you on that. I try to be selective, and I've said this before. It's like once you hardcore collect Mythic, then like your other kids get skinnier because you're so busy like buying, Mythic stuff that your Mafex and Hot Toys and NECA and Hasbro, Mattel, Fig Arts. I'm looking around like, what am I not buying anymore? You know what I mean?
right. I haven't quite gone there yet. I haven't been to the haven't don't have any Hot Toy figures. I think I have one or two SH Fig Arts and Revotex. No Mezcos, but
You never got
that's
any Mezco ever,
I don't think so.
and no Hot Toys. You don't want a
No,
Florence Pugh?
no, man.
No.
As
Look at that,
awesome
dude.
as that looks, man, I'm okay.
You don't
I'll
want to go
stick with
down that rabbit hole, dude.
yeah.
But
I'll stick
I
with
think
you guys.
it goes back to like the buying
Whatever.
premier or premium figures. Like it's like the older I get, and I'm not going to say the more money I make because that doesn't really have anything to do with it, unfortunately or fortunately. But like I want better articulation. I want better likeness. I want more accurate accessories.
Right.
Like I want more for my dollar. Like I'm expecting more, and I think the companies mostly have stepped up. Hasbro, Black Series, maybe not, but a lot of the different companies are stepping up and working on likenesses and accessories and availability and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I mean that's why I really like this line. These Mythic Legion lines, they come with plenty of accessories. They're very interchangeable. Yeah, you can't say that a lot about companies now. Black Series, they 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 pump out the same Lando every year. It's
Yeah,
currently peg warming at my Target.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I don't know why they need like a focus group. Like
yeah,
do you want this figure or do you want this figure? Like, do you want
I,
like which is a better figure? What would you rather have? And I don't think they do that. I think they're like, oh, this character was in the movie, so let's make one of him, and let's make one of her, and let's make one of, and it's like that stuff just sits on the shelf, man. It's like nobody wants that. You could look at it, take you 5 seconds to look at that figure and be like, nobody's gonna buy that. Nobody wants that. Or that
yeah,
character is lame, dude. Like you guys, what are you thinking? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
exactly.
the Tuvian guy for I think was it Force Awakens. It's like the guy was not even in the movie, and it's like, do you remember that guy? He had like the hat. He had like the samurai hat. Tuvio.
Oh, okay. You're talking about like the newer released movies, right?
I think it was Force Awakens. I think.
Right, right. Yeah, it's like an alien with the like one of those rice patty hats.
Yes,
Yeah.
not rice
Okay.
patty. Not rice
Yeah.
patty hats.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that figure, dude, it like years. It was there
yeah.
for years. It would be on this. Anyways, so what was it about Mythics that made you like what was it besides, me and Julian collecting it? Like what was it for you that like it's pretty cool. Like what was it for you that attracted you and kept you or made you a fan of the collect of the line?
So I guess the first, I wouldn't say it was made. It's made by the same guys, but the first figure I bought was the Krampus figure,
Hmm.
and saw him online and was like, "Whoa, that thing looks awesome!"
Hmm.
Like just the articulation, the stuff he came with. I just knew it was an instant buy. I'm like, I need this guy, so I purchased
Was that
him.
the first release? Was he red or
Yeah,
was he
so
black or
it was Black Krampus.
yeah?
Yeah, so I bought him and immediately fell in love with that figure. I'm like, whoa, this guy's amazing. Like Figma Obscura. I
Obscura,
was like,
yeah.
they just came out with those the Anubis and needed that. Bought that within a few minutes.
Yeah, heck
You
yeah,
know,
those are beautiful.
yeah, gorgeous
Beautiful.
figure. I can't
Yeah.
wait to get them.
I know it's kind of
Um,
like, do I need a second set? I don't know.
yeah, yeah. I think they're dwindling down. I think I saw a post. There was less than 200 left.
Yeah, that
So
was Jeremy, the chief marketing guy.
yeah,
He knows how to fan the flames of fear of missing out for sure. Um, but so your first figure was Krampus, and
right.
you're impressed by how it looked, articulation, accessories, and all that good stuff. So
Yeah,
how
and
long
then
was it before you started to like look at other figures within the line or?
so the next figures I bought were Cosmic Legions
Hmm.
because I was really impressed with the spacesuits, the guns.
Hmm.
It was way up more at my alley than like Dungeons and Dragon kind of figures.
Hmm.
I bought a few of those, and then you convinced me to buy Lady A. So I purchased her, and once I got her, I'm like, wow, this thing is awesome.
Yeah,
So I kind of went on a little
you did.
Mythic Legion buying spree. Yeah,
Yeah, you did.
just started really racking them in, man. Was looking on Macari, eBay,
It's like
Amazon. Not,
it's a new fever,
yeah. Oh, it hit me bad. I
and you
saw
still check daily, don't you?
not as much now because I kind of have everything I want, and
Okay,
the
I'm like
ones
that, but I still will check.
yeah, yeah, I
I'm
get
like, I
your
could use another, or like I'll be like, you know what, these skeletons are not too bad. Maybe I'll, that's a good deal. Maybe I'll pick up that skeleton or something, or maybe I'll get that goblin or something. And I know you're not a goblin guy, but I kind of
no.
came around. I think they're pretty damn cool, dude.
That's
Maybe
what
I'll
I'm
maybe
afraid
I'll
of.
mail you
Is
one. You don't have
I'll
any,
get
do you?
yeah, I'll get
What?
my first goblin or first dwarf, and I'll be like, whoa, okay, let's get these guys. And I see the king goblin and that king dwarf, and they're like up in the $200-$300
Yeah,
range, and
that's a whole
uh,
nother thing is the
yeah,
secondary market. And I'm not sure, like, that could be a whole nother show. Like, I don't understand or I don't know who creates the value. I mean, I think like part of it is the rarity of the figure, how old it is. Um, but I think it's like um, collectors don't want to give up their good stuff, and I think that makes it rare. Like this guy right here, where are you? Right here. This guy got a Grisha in
yeah.
his one mystery box. So this guy got a home run. Um,
I actually was showing him off just now. Uh,
yeah,
Still
this
in the
guy,
box, still wanting to open him, but I'm like,
yeah,
I want to,
or
but
her,
maybe
or
I'll find a
her.
loose one.
You
Yeah,
call it him, I call it her, but
yeah,
potatoes, potatoes. But I think I don't see Grisha very often. Like there's figures like we are just talking about Ravina. Like I love Ravina and you want Ravina, but
I
like
do.
people don't give up their Ravinas. Like I was lucky. I think I got mine from a collector that had passed away, and I befriended the son and like bought like all kinds of the figures. Like I paid good price. I'm not saying I like, hey, I
Right.
paid
Yeah.
good price, but like I got lucky because a lot of people that have these older figures or these premier figures, they don't want to give them up, which I understand. They're fans of the line. Why would they give up their King Bromden or their King Noglin or their Ravina or their Azza? It's like I don't need to give that up. Those are, these are the best figures, or they're the most rare now because people don't, you don't see them very often.
No.
So
Yeah. Exactly.
that ups the price in it, and that's something that being a new fan. And I didn't give you any advice on that. Like I told you that it was going to be expensive because you started to look at like older figures, and I'm like, I did the same thing, dude. Like Lady Averona and Juban were like a few of my first figures. I got like maybe a Templar and a couple of more like $50. I got Darina, who I love. You don't have a Darina, do you? You know who Darina
I do
is?
not know.
Yeah, she's. I think
Yeah.
she's one of my favorite figures, but um, they're cheaper. They're $50, figures. But then when you start going backwards, when you start looking at different figures, my dog is scratching herself and moving my computer. Then you start to see like the serious prices for things. So, what was the first expensive figure that were like, I have to have that?
Uh, I hope I'm not butchering her name, but Thalia Frostbow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I call her
The second one.
Thalin, but you call her.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Eric Treadaway would probably correct both of us, but and I
Right.
was so
Yeah.
happy that you bought that figure. I was like, yes.
I need the second I saw her, man. I'm like, I need this figure.
I was kind of like
I
the evil Jedi Master that's like,
yeah,
or the Sith Lord. I'm like, yes,
yeah.
yes.
I was messaging the guy on Macari and just, hey, man, would you come down on the price? And he's like, no way. This is sealed, brand
You
new.
bastard.
Yeah, I'm not coming down. I'm like, oh,
That's
payday came
because he knows
around.
what he has. He knows how rare,
Oh,
like Thalon is beloved by a lot of people, and some of the old G collectors are like, I remember when there was a bunch on the shelf, and it's like, but yeah, it's a different time now. And now there's
yeah,
collectors like me and you that are like, oh damn, I want that Thalon Frostbow figure. That's this beautiful figure, and now we're having to pay 100, 120, $130 for her. But I do it happily because I love the figure and she's worth it to me in my mind. So
oh, yeah, definitely, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Oh, she was, yeah. I didn't regret it. Didn't regret it at all. And like you said, it's these prices are definitely made by the collectors. You go on eBay, there's what, like two or three Grishaws. Those guys, they set a price of 200 for per for their figure. And, the other two don't want to lowball, or they want to get as much money as that other guy,
right.
so they're going to set their prices pretty close.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate because,
Yeah.
a lot of times we're not willing to pay that. So they don't sell it and it just sits there and it could be enjoyed by somebody that really wants the figure as opposed to, people that are trying to make a dollar off of it. Um,
Yeah.
so the stuff kind of just languishes, in somebody's bin or whatever instead of, um, selling it for a reasonable price. That's why or I really did like the mystery boxes and the
Oh,
reissues
yes.
because it really
I
gives
regret
us a.
not buying more.
I know I was like, what's wrong with you, man? But
uh,
I will say, Fernando here has a new son named Owen. Um,
yes. Yep.
Congratulations on that officially.
Thank you,
So I
man.
can't be
Thanks.
like, why didn't you buy more mystery boxes? So you're being responsible, Dad, and moved into a new place and stuff. So I
Right.
understand you have an excuse this year. Next
Yeah,
year,
this year. Next
next
year
year,
might not.
you're gonna need some more boxes. Gonna need some more boxes.
Yeah, this year was just one because kind of fell in a weird time where I just purchased a townhome, and my son had just come home from the hospital, and I'm like, I have some money in the budget. I'll buy one, roll the dice on this. You and your stepson talking about how many boxes you're ordering. I'm over here getting jealous, like, oh man, these guys, they're gonna get everything I want. I'm gonna end up with a goblin, and you know, eh,
Yeah, an eagleist or something.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
now, how do
don't.
you feel
Yeah,
about them?
but um, you like, and I remember like I think we were talking about Grisha before you got Grisha, because you're like, I don't really like the helmet. The helmet's kind of weird. And I had the same thought when I saw it. Like my friend sold me one. I'm looking at it right now a few years ago, and I was like his body is cool, her body is cool, but I'm not really sure about the helmet. It's kind of weird. But like when you actually have it in hand or you see it and you see the colors, it's like this figure is super cool and it's really unusual. It's not like any other figure. It's not really comparable to any other figure in this toy line. And so
No.
you're like, yeah, I'm not really sure. And then this guy gets it. Like he gets it. And
Yeah.
me and Julian, my stepson, we're kind of like waiting, like the guy by the tree. We're waiting, like, is he gonna like? I will trade you. I will whatever you are asking for. I will trade you.
Yeah.
And so we're like, oh man, you got Grisha. Oh, congrats. We're like being the good friend, like, congrats, man. That's awesome, dude. But inside, me and Julian, we're like, does he want to trade? Does he want to sell it? Is he gonna? And then you're like, nah, I think I'm gonna keep it. And I'm like, I don't know, frag. But I don't blame you because in hand you see these beautiful figures and you're like, this is a keeper.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Once, you know, looking at pictures of him, it was like, oh, yeah, he's cool. I would definitely trade him for an elf ranger. But once I got him in hand, I'm like, no way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that in hand thing. It's like once you see it in person, because like pictures, it helps, it can attract you, but like when you actually see it, you're like, oh dang, this is
Yeah.
like the artistry and the paint choice, the color choices for some of these figures is just eye catching.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
for sure.
It's the pictures don't do it justice, man. A lot of times it's like, oh, this figure's okay, but once you get them, you really notice the detail, and you're just like, wow, this thing, I need to see this every day. Gonna put this in my
Yeah.
display case.
And now you're like buying like soft goods. You're doing capes and stuff for your figures.
Yes, and it makes such a difference. My Vorgus figure came with that giant black cape. Just, you think of Vorgus, you're like, oh, this guy's legendary battle armor, and why is his cape so clean and new? You
Mhm.
know, bottle, very worn, tattered,
Yeah,
blood-stained
I like
cape, and
that
just,
choice. I like
yeah,
that
he looks
choice. I
amazing.
should have I should have asked you for a slide of that or a picture so I could put it on that. So next episode,
I mean, he's
Fernando
right
Park.
there. Grab him real
Yeah,
quick.
grab it, dude.
Hold on. Ugh.
People are waiting, man. Hurry up.
What's that?
People are waiting. Hurry up.
Oh,
Let me
sorry,
see
sorry.
that.
So
Look
he
at that,
can't.
dude. Yeah, that tattered like is perfect. Does that have fur on the shoulders or is that his pauldrons?
No, those are his cauldrons. It's just you can't really see it too well, but
No, that's good. Like the holes and stuff. It's like chef's kiss. That's perfect. Yeah,
yeah, love that.
yeah.
Love this now. It became one of my favorite. But yeah, just that little piece of accessory makes such a difference, you know.
Did you ever get a cape for Artemis?
Artemis. No, I have not. No, no. She's still very new to my collection.
Yeah,
I still need a cape for my Elf Ranger. I purchased him secondhand. Didn't come with a cape.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, sometimes
you know.
the older figures, their capes are okay, but they can do better. Like a
Oh
newer
yeah,
cape.
definitely. Yeah.
I got these capes. Um, Shameless plug, even though they're not watching. Death in Plastic. Um, This is a Thrace cape, and you
Oh,
can't really see the color, but it's like a dark plum maybe, and they've got chain like clasps that go on there, and they're just these capes are amazing. So I recommend these. And then Darla Ackerman, Curtis Ackerman's wife, makes some amazing capes. I got this one for Grisha, and this is also kind of like a purple with like a metallic maroon color on the inside. I
okay.
just haven't had a chance to put them on my figures, but yeah, sometimes soft goods really make the figure from a 10 to like a 10 plus. Um,
Yeah, definitely, man. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
So what's your
there's
go ahead?
oh, I was gonna say there's a ton of figures, especially Mythic Legions that I do want soft goods for. I have a couple gladiators coming in. Definitely need those red
Nice.
capes. You
Yeah,
know,
for sure. The red capes would look good on Romulus and Vitus for sure.
yeah, just want that 300 look. You know,
Absolutely, that shield for sure, definitely.
yeah, yeah,
So
I
I
would
was gonna that
appreciate
was gonna be my next question. So two questions is your favorite figure in the line.
my favorite figure. Uh, Probably that custom War Duke I had made. I
That
reached
is a
out
nice
on
one.
the Cabal site or the Cabal Facebook page. You know, thanks for introducing me to
Absolutely.
that
Cabal
community.
above all, man. Do you remember
Yeah,
the guy's name that made that figure?
you know what? I don't, man, and I feel bad because I really,
Text it to
you
me.
know.
Text it to me tomorrow, and I'll put it in the comments on this show.
Okay, yeah, that works.
That will give him a shout out. Do you want to grab that figure real quick and show it off?
Yeah, yeah. Give me a
Yeah,
sec.
grab
Yeah.
it real quick. That was a really nice figure. Um, so basically, what happened was Fernando wanted a Rhaegar figure, but the price was way too much for him to pay. So I think what you did was you made a post in the Cabal, like, I want a War Duke or a Rhaegar figure. Can someone build one for me, or what was the posting in the Cabal?
Yeah. So it was because it was it was the unknown one's head and I believe arm,
Yeah, so
and
you
then
didn't
the
have the
leg.
parts to
Yeah,
make your own,
exactly. Yeah, here we
and
go.
so you posted, hey, can someone build this for me? A little bit, yeah, yeah, perfect. And a gentleman kindly said that he would do it for you, and that is a beautiful, beautiful figure.
Oh, yeah.
I guess that isn't
Yes.
Rhaegar. I was thinking it was kind of like a Rhaegar variation, but it's kind of a hybrid of something else. It is very War Duke-ish though, for sure. It might be more War Duke than Rhaegar was, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Rhaegar is the
Definitely.
guy with the red. He has like the red shirt. Yeah,
So you could probably
that's
see his cape better now.
yeah, that cape is amazing, and I love how it changes. The color is kind of dusty at the bottom.
Yeah,
Super
it's like a
damn
red
cool.
at the
Yeah,
bottom.
super damn
Really
cool.
cool.
Very cool. So, any figures that you're looking at for the future?
Um, so I know these new waves. There's a few I'm looking at. I'm terrible with these names,
It's okay.
but yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's definitely figures in these new waves that are coming out. I want. Ravina's one. I think Ravina's going to be the last one I dig into the past, and
Hmm.
probably going to be the last one I grab.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
okay.
yeah, as bad as I want like Lucia or some more of those vampires. I'm
Lucretia.
gonna,
Yeah.
yeah,
And you never
that's
know. Like, if you hang around in the Cabal, like I said, if you skulk around, sometimes you'll see a deal. And sometimes there's cool members on the Cabal that will let you make payments and stuff too. So,
oh,
you
that'd be cool. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
And if I see one, I will definitely let you know or talk to the guy and see if we can figure it out.
Awesome, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
All right, my
yeah,
man. We got to wrap this show up. I've got another show that I've got a tape coming up. I appreciate you so much coming on, dude. And I would love to have you and my stepson on again, or my stepson on eventually. But he's a hard dude to capture, man. He's always on the go. And I'm happy and I'm grateful that you took the time, especially with your newborn baby and new home and stuff, that took the time to fit me into your busy schedule. I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, man, no problem. Yeah. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. We'll talk again. I'll text you. I'll text you tomorrow. Text me the name of the guy that made the figure for you, and I'll put it in the comments. That way, we'll give him a little shout out to him.
Yeah, of course, man.
Sure, for sure. All right, my man. Thank you so much, dude, for being on the show, and I will definitely have you on again. We'll talk more figures, more mythics, and things to come, and we'll show off that Ravina when you get one. For sure. Be part of the Ravina Club, right?
Yeah, I need one now, man. Yeah.
For sure. All right, my man. Thank you so much, Fernando.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. Thank you for having me on.
Talk to you later, man. See you, bro.
All right.
Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Remember, friends, to always have fun, be curious, share, and enjoy what this line has to offer. Come for the toys, but stay for the friends. Good night, and thank you very much. Purple gang.